What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Hope everybody is enjoying their Saturday so far. Hope you're having a great weekend out there wherever you may be. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I want to talk a little bit about Jordan Raanan article I read today. Obviously, there were some major trades that went down yesterday. The Eagles trading back from 6th to 12th, which I could have done a whole video on, but I'm not going to bother because why rip the Philadelphia Eagles? They actually did us a favor, in my opinion, and all I'm going to say about the Eagles is this. This is a team that went out on national television and tanked in front of America, right? Or the world, whoever is watching. Tanked. Unprofessional as it gets. Tanked against the Washington football team. And everybody knows it. To move from 9th to 6th. The Philadelphia Eagles sit here and tell you that Jalen Hurts, or the fans are telling you Jalen Hurts is the future, yet the Eagles try to move up to number 2 to get Zach Wilson. The Jets told no, and now they traded back to 12. What was the point of losing to Washington, man? It's kind of funny if you think about it. And then, of course, they traded, with the Miami Dolphins. And, they got their first-round pick next year. The Dolphins and Colts are both going to have late first-round picks next year. So the Eagles really got a couple early seconds if you think about it. But it is what it is. Again, that's a whole other video. But it kind of ties into the video here because, obviously, the Dolphins made a massive trade themselves. They traded with the San Francisco 49ers, and they got 3 first-round picks from the Niners. Of course, they took one of those picks and moved back up to 6th. That way the Dolphins can get their wide receiver, like Jamar Chase, if they want to, at number 6. But this turns into what I read about Jordan Raanan, who came out and said that the trade from the Miami Dolphins to the San Francisco 49ers makes the Giants look silly, his words, for not trading back in 2018. Now listen, man, we can revisit 2018 all we want as New York Giants fans, okay? He was talking about how, look at Josh Allen and look at Lamar Jackson. Number one, there's a reason that guys like Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold went ahead of Josh Allen, and they all went ahead of Lamar Jackson, okay? Nobody really knew what these guys are going to be. Lamar Jackson was a back end of the first round pick. Of course, he ended up being a lot better than a lot of people expected, or he would have went near the top of the list. Listen, I was wrong about Lamar Jackson. I was wrong about Josh Allen. I didn't think those guys would be very good in the NFL, and especially after Josh Allen's first couple of years, I'm like, this guy's inaccurate. He had a great year. He had an MVP candidate season, and Josh Allen has a lot of talent. And hey, I wish Josh Allen nothing but the best. And of course, Lamar Jackson's already won an MVP. He hasn't gotten all the way to the Super Bowl yet, which I thought the Ravens had a good chance last year. But we'll see how this pans out. And my point is, you can sit there and revisit these past drafts all you want. Hindsight's always 20/20. The fact of the matter is, and I say this all the time, that in my opinion, ownership had a lot to do with what Dave Gettleman picked in 2018. Sam Darnold has not been good. Sam Darnold with the Jets would have been in the same situation that he was with the Giants. There was nothing here for Sam Darnold. Nothing. Sam Darnold would not have been good here. So you can talk about trading back, and I say this all the time. Maybe there were opportunities to trade back in 2018. I don't know. I'm not Jordan Raanan. I'm not inside the war room. I'm not part of the Giants organization. I'm not an ESPN analyst. I don't want to be those guys. I just want to be a fan. That's all I am. I'm not here to break down film. I'm not here to be an insider. I'm not here to talk PFF and all these whatever. I'm just giving you my opinion on things. This is what I do, okay? But we can sit there and revisit this all we want. The fact of the matter is, in 2018, Saquon Barkley looked like a really good pick. Yeah, the Giants only won a few games that year, right? But Saquon Barkley was electric. He led the league in yards from scrimmage with a quarterback whose best days were behind him and a terrible offensive line, and Barkley looked like the real deal. Of course, in 2019, he got hurt. He had a high ankle sprain. He missed 3.5 games, and he came back too early and probably had 3 games that he shouldn't have even been in. Still ended up with over 1,000 yards. And, of course, last year, he tore his ACL in Game 2. We don't know what Saquon Barkley is going to be in 2021. All we can hope for as fans is that he comes back to the 2018 form that he had. Okay? But we can sit here and revisit this all we want. You don't know what trades are available. We'll never know what trades are available to the New York Giants in 2018. So, yeah, you can sit there and go, that was a bad decision. And in hindsight, it looks like a bad decision, okay? But what can you do? I don't remember too many Giants fans complaining that they took Saquon Barkley in 2018. As a matter of fact, those Giants fans still love Saquon Barkley to death. When I did the video talking about, hey, maybe the Giants should listen to trade offers, people killed me for that. But, you can't sit there and look back at this and say, well, you made a mistake. Because, again, it's easy to say now. But you don't know what would have happened going forward. You don't know what draft picks they would have got. You don't know what the Giants would have been in 2019 or 2020 had things changed around. That's the fallacy of the predetermined outcome. You just don't know. So to say it looks silly where the Giants have gotten 3 first-round picks, the Jets gave up 3 seconds to move up to 3. Was number 2 worth 3 seconds if the Jets wanted to move up to number 2? The Jets really thought that they made that trade so they could get Baker Mayfield. They didn't think that Baker Mayfield was going to go first overall. I don't know if anybody thought Baker Mayfield was going to go first overall. As a matter of fact, I can remember going into that draft thinking Saquon Barkley was going to go first overall, and then Cleveland was going to take their quarterback at number 4 because the Giants weren't in the market for a quarterback. If Cleveland did take Saquon Barkley, maybe the Giants trade back then. We'll never know what would have happened. But you can't sit here and say the Giants look silly for something that happened 3 years ago. Like, I just don't understand this. It's always easy to look back at something that fails and go, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I can go back through my entire life and go, well, I shouldn't have done that when I was 21. I shouldn't have done that when I was 19. I should have made a better decision here when I was 20. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. All you can do is learn from your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We're all human. Right? I was wrong about Josh Allen. I was wrong about Lamar Jackson. Guess what? It's not the first time I was wrong. It's not going to be the last time that I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong about Daniel Jones too. I'm hoping I'm wrong about that. I was wrong to get too far ahead of myself with Daniel Jones. And now hopefully I'm wrong the complete opposite way, thinking that he might not be the guy for the Giants. So we're going to find out. But that's another thing that Ranaan talks about is that the Giants, because of this bad draft or because of not trading back and not getting all the capital they could have or making poor decisions when it comes to drafting, that they had to go out and spend all this money on these free agents in Adoree Jackson and Kenny Golladay. I don't know what you expect the Giants to do. Again, I go back to, what are you saving the money for? If you like a player, you got to get the player. You have to go out and get that. The Giants are trying to make moves. The Giants don't usually make splashes in free agency. And this is way different than 2016. Number one, none of these guys got 5-year deals. Number two, our quarterback's not over the hill. He's still on his rookie deal. Our running back is still on his rookie deal. This is a young Giants team with a much better coaching staff than Ben McAdoo. Okay? So let's not get carried away. The Giants spent some money. That's what they had to do. They felt like they needed to accelerate this process. So give them a break. We can always go back and look at this. If Daniel Jones isn't the guy, then we can always go back and go, well, they shouldn't have taken him. They should have taken Josh Allen, the defensive end. Should have taken Josh Allen in that draft. You know, if Andrew Thomas stinks, you're going to go back and go, well, they should have taken. We can always do that. Always. Listen, Miami did it right. Miami knows what they're doing. Miami's building something really well. They played the draft really well. They traded Laramie Tunsil for a couple of first-round picks. They traded Minkah Fitzpatrick. They did a great job. You tip your cap to Miami's front office. Miami did a great job. Miami knows how to use this. So the Giants messed up. It is what it is, okay? But we can't sit there and dwell on the past. What the Giants have to look forward to is a future. And a future that includes Saquon Barkley, and a future that hopefully includes Daniel Jones because he has a good year this year. A future that has the Giants being a much better team in the NFL, a future with a great coaching staff and a bunch of young players that develop into great players. This is what we have to hope for. Can't dwell on what happened 3 years ago in the draft because because San Francisco and Miami made a deal that gave Miami 3 first-round picks. We can sit here all day and discuss all the things that the Giants did wrong. It doesn't need to be Dave Gettleman. Can we go back years before Dave Gettleman with all the terrible drafts that Jerry Reese had? And at this point, I'm not blaming Jerry Reese anymore because this is Gettleman's team. This is his 4th year here. But let's be honest, and I say this a million times, and I will say this over and over and over and over again, okay? Dave Gettleman took over a bad situation because of really, 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 really bad drafts for years. 11 was a bad draft, 12 was a bad draft, 13, 14, 15, 16, they were all bad. They were all terrible drafts. All of them. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. If the Giants could have traded back in 2018 and got a ton of capital and we were an 11-win team, then yeah, okay, great. But you'll never know. So to say that the Giants look silly 4 years later, I guess it's an easy assumption. We don't know what Miami's going to get out of this either. What if Miami takes a bunch of bad players? You're still going to say the Giants look silly? I don't know, man. I always just kind of find it interesting when people want to revisit drafts from years and years and years ago and say the Giants made a mistake. It's easy to do, okay? But I'm not going to sit here and say that it makes the Giants look silly because we don't know if 3 first-round picks were available back then. We don't know who the trade partners was. I don't know. Maybe Jordan Raanan knows that the Giants had a bunch of deals lined up and that they only didn't trade back because Saquon Barkley was there. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But again, the Jets moved up 3 spots and gave up 3 second-round picks. Is that what the Giants wanted? You can talk about trading back and getting Quentin Nelson. Obviously, that would have been the right thing to do. They made a mistake. And I think that's ownership. I don't think Gettleman said, yeah, I want Saquon. They can talk about how he said, oh, I want Saquon Barkley. Of course he's going to say that. Of course he's going to say, wait, if ownership told Dave Gettleman, say, you're taking Saquon Barkley, what is Gettleman going to do? Come out and go, well, it's his first year as GM. Well, I didn't want to take Saquon. I wanted to trade back and get Quentin Nelson, but the ownership forced me to take Saquon Barkley. We're never going to know. Anyway, sorry, kind of a long-winded rant there. But hey, if you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I always appreciate you watching. Again, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. What do you think about the 2018 draft? Was it a mistake? Did Miami make us look silly 3 years later because Miami had a really good haul for their third overall pick in the draft? Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. I'm always willing to listen. You know that. It's a bad day to dizzle. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I am gone. Peace!